How do you qualify a listing appointment? John Carter here. I'm the broker owner at RE/MAX River City.
I'm Shane Parent, associate broker and owner, RE/MAX River City.
So we want to talk today about what's the process when you get a lead that wants to sell their house. How do you make sure you set yourself up for success so that when you arrive at the listing appointment, you have the best chances of actually closing that listing if it's a listing that you want. So Shane has a great process. We have a separate video talking about the listing appointment. So today we're talking about what steps you do on the phone or corresponding in advance to qualify them. So what's your process, Shane?
Yeah, great. So for me, I like to live by that philosophy, KISS philosophy, and really keep things simple, right? And so for me, when I'm on the phone with clients, I want to know if there's a where, a when, and a why. If none of those, I've got to say goodbye, right? So kind of a little bit of a rhyme in there, but keeps me focused on what's important.
Oh, great.
And so that way I don't lose track of all the clutter that can be, right? And so when I'm having a conversation with somebody, first of all, where are you moving to, right? I want them to have a location in mind. If that's just all up in the air, we got to get deeper with that, right? So when is a huge motivation factor. It gives me an idea, which can help with giving proper pricing advice, right? So if they need to be moved by the end of the month, that's gonna be a different conversation than we have until the end of the year, right? And then why are they moving? So even if they don't have a specific where or when, but they have a real reason on why, that can also really play into things. So those are my first and very most important topics to go over. After we've established that, then I'll get into some of the finer details on their property. Obviously, property address, establish who the property owners are so that all decision makers are at the appointment when that happens. And finally, maybe some details on the property. I can get most things from the internet, so if I have the address, I can really find out a lot about a property, but it can't hurt to get a good idea of maybe what they feel is the value. Also, what they think is maybe a real differentiator, what sets their property apart from others, either the positive or the negative, and that way we can start to really come up with a good pricing strategy before we set the appointment.
Great. So those are the key questions to ask before you book that listing appointment. And then we have a separate video, like we said, talking about how to have an effective listing appointment. So go out there and list and sell as many properties as possible using these strategies.